Money, 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 money. Money in the Bank 2023 is just a couple of short weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be taking place in the O2 Arena in London. Of course, it'll be on July the 1st. Today, I'm going to go fantasy booking for you. 10 potential ideas for Money in the Bank 2023, featuring both the men's and the women's ladder matches. Let's not waste any time getting straight into it with idea number one. The women's Money in the Bank holder holds it for longer than a day. It doesn't seem groundbreaking, ladies and gentlemen, but WWE has not done this since the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmella was the first one to win it. She held it for 280 plus days. She is the longest by a milestone. Since then, we have had 5 Money in the Bank ladder matches, all at the most holding it for a day. Some have even cashed in on the same night. 3 separate occasions do come to mind. So let's just have a bit of a journey with this, ladies and gentlemen. Someone can win that briefcase and not cash it in straight away from the women's side. It can develop characters. It can get someone to the next level. Use the tool, the reason of why you've got that match. Simply, if they're just going to cash it in and make them the champion, yes, it's a great special little moment, but it only works for a short term. We've seen it with the last Money in the Bank winners. Nikki ASH quickly fell off the radar. You could have built a story with her. Why not with someone like an Io Sky, for example, this year? If she was to win it, have a journey with it. Let's build it up for her for a good 2, 3, 4 months. Then she can cash it in when the time is right. And then perhaps maybe that prop has been used to make a future star and a world champion, and someone that actually can carry that championship for more than just a few weeks before fans get bored and tired of it. And speaking of Io Sky, idea number 2, the breakup of Damage Control, because Io Sky and Bayley are both in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This can be used for a great strategic move because Bayley will feel that Io Sky is there to help her win it, to get her back into the women's championship picture. Of course, if Io Sky is the one to go and win it, perhaps maybe at the expense of Bayley, could be a breakdown in the match, or simply Io Sky wins it, Bayley can get jealous of the idea that Io holds that briefcase, maybe says that that's the key to get her back into the championship scene. For example, Asuka right now is the women's champion on the SmackDown side. Of course, now she is the WWE Women's Champion at this point now that the Raw title has been retired. So Bayley could go for that championship, fail, then we see perhaps Io Sky cash in or something like that, or could be built up for Io Sky to go and get her moment. Bayley can get jealous. That there leads to the breakup, and also you have a natural first challenger for Io Sky, or alternatively, Bayley could be jealous of the idea that Io Sky won't hand her the briefcase to do the bidding for her. Bayley turns on Io Sky, therefore we see a rivalry over the briefcase. Bayley puts Io Sky over, Io becomes a top star in the division, then can go for said women's championship, and not just have a breakout moment, but also can become a worthy women's champion going into the winter months of WWE this year. Idea number 3, cash the men's Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth freaking Rollins, because Rollins now is right there. A new world championship has been placed in WWE. We don't need to go for lower card championships anymore, people. There are world champions that are present on WWE TV every week. Seth is a great choice to go and cash in on because, well, Seth is someone that can take the L. You have a natural rival you can do with that going forward. And also, it protects the idea of Roman Reigns. Of course, if someone's going to go and cash in on Roman, we know right now they're not going to win against Roman. So that way, Roman doesn't even become a factor with Money in the Bank going forward. But we do know with WWE that they have said that every championship is eligible. So going forward, you can go for the United States title, you can go for the IC title, you can even go for the NXT Championship, which is going to be idea number 4, because on SmackDown, Michael Cole suggested the idea that Carmelo Hayes would have to look over his shoulder. Someone could win Money in the Bank and cash in on NXT to become the NXT Champion. Perhaps someone like an LA Knight could be a worthy that could go and do that, although if you're asking me, I want LA Knight to remain on Raw or SmackDown. But for idea number 5, LA Knight should win Money in the Bank, in my personal opinion. I'm a big fan of LA Knight and I want to see him succeed. Of course, though, if he's not going to go for said championship, he has said he could go for any championship. How about going for the championship that Austin Theory cashed in on last year and didn't win? That's right, I'm talking the United States Championship, because like I said, Roman is a non-factor right now. But if you want to get LA Knight to the next level, if you're not going to put a world title on him, a mid-card title could be just that thing he needs. Because if you look at someone like Gunther, it's done wonders for him. The IC title has took him to the next level. The second he drops that title, he can go on now towards the main event scene. And it's something we used to see all the time back in the 90s. If you won the United States title, or if you won the Intercontinental Championship, you were groomed for someone that would eventually lost that title, you would be going straight towards the top. And of course, that fun little ingredient as well, Austin Theory currently is the US champion. He failed when he tried to cash in. If someone did it on his title to him and succeeded, you've got a fun little feud that is built from the off there. And LA Knight versus Austin Theory is something I'd be quite keen on seeing. Idea number 6 goes to Damian Priest, because if LA Knight's not going to win Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, who is looking to qualify for Money in the Bank at the time of recording, I'd like to see him win it. Of course, he's proved himself with a great match at Backlash with Bad Bunny. I think he's shown he's ready to go to the next level. Internally, if you look with the rumors and stuff like that, they want to get Damian Priest now to a top star level. Money in the Bank could just be the ingredient, and we have seen teasers now of a breakup with him with the Judgment Day. Of course, on Raw last week, he wanted to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins, wanted to go alone, wasn't happy when Finn Balor tried to get involved, looked with the tease of the idea of friction. If Damian Priest wants to have his breakup moment and win Money in the Bank on the same night that Finn Balor failed to beat Seth freaking Rollins, again, you could get a jealousy storyline that could be played into. And not just that as well, Damian Priest wanting to do things the right way. For me, that seems babyface with the rest of the group. You look at Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor. They fit to remain with Judgment Day for now for me. You can have a nice program though going forward with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio as well if you wanted to. You've got stuff to do in the meantime for Damian Priest up until the point you want him to cash in Money in the Bank. And certainly he'd be someone I think would be a great worthy person to, if we're going for mid-card titles, to put away Gunther. But also, I want to see them go for the top title. That's just me. Damian Priest to beat Seth freaking Rollins further down the line, I think could be quite fun. And of course, if he's going to do things the babyface way, maybe he would actually cash in ahead of time. The next idea for me features men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match, because LWO have Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega both representing in the respective matches. Have we ever had a Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank before now? I know that they're not a couple of any sorts, but the fact that they're in the same group, they could have a lot of dominance going into WWE. The LWO name has certainly made quite an impact since coming back into WWE after all those years ago it was used in WCW. Having Rey Mysterio as a mentor as well could be great for that also. And just to think, Santos Escobar could be a big breakout star. Zelina Vega having breakout moments earlier this year, of course, at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny now, of course, has been an honorary member of LWO as well. This could just be a way of getting new, fresh stars towards the top end of the card, and something that I personally wouldn't mind seeing. And like I say, having that sort of power play, 2 briefcases in one group, I think could be quite a fun ingredient we could have on SmackDown going from week to week. Idea number 8, going back to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Zoey Stark is in the match, but Trish Stratus has never been involved in Money in the Bank before, but I'm pretty sure a thank you Trish would want that power should Zoey Stark win the briefcase. That way Trish could potentially become a champion on the Raw side, whatever that championship will be called by the time Money in the Bank has taken place. And of course, that would give an excuse for Rhea Ripley to perhaps want to get the championship back. Certainly as well, though, for Becky Lynch to get in on the act. So for me, I think it could be a fun little twist and dynamic that we could get on Monday nights if Zoey Stark was the one to win Money in the Bank. Idea number 9, he's not in Money in the Bank right now, but certainly I wouldn't mind him as a last minute addition. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Can you imagine one-armed Cody in a Money in the Bank ladder match with a broken arm and all? It just fits Cody's character, doesn't it, for him to be in such, high stakes match with all the odds against him. For me, I think that would add a lot of drama to it. It would add main event stakes as well. And it feels like with the lineup so far with Money in the Bank for the men this year, this would be someone who actually would go for a World Heavyweight Championship and would have a chance of succeeding. Would Cody finally go and finish the story if he was to win Money in the Bank? I certainly would hope so, with him going after Roman Reigns. And number 10, I must sound like a broken record saying this now each and every year, someone holding the briefcase for the full 365 days, because the drama that would lead towards the end, especially if it was a heel that held that briefcase, they have all the power for all that time. But when it comes to the last few weeks, every champion knows that this guy is vulnerable and needs to cash in Money in the Bank. All of a sudden, the one that seems to be the predator almost becomes the prey, because every champion is expecting them, and all of a sudden that advantage just slips away with every show. And to the point as well where time is going to run out, you get excited thinking, is this going to be the show that this person is going to cash in? Will it be this show? Will it be at Money in the Bank itself? That could be a fun ingredient to do, especially if you can imagine the idea of actually that person cashing in, and then the next person that actually wins the briefcase on the same night could cash in later that night. That would be quite an interesting twist. Money in the Bank being cashed in twice in one night, something we've not seen in WWE before. So that's some of my fantasy booking ideas. Let me know what you think of them now in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do consider hitting the like button, share with a friend as well, subscribe if you're new to SCW, and want to get involved in the chat in the comments below. Let me know some of your fantasy booking ideas, and if you have any favourites from this video, which ones you quite like. But thank you for watching as always. Check out the videos on the side of your screen right now. Thank you for watching as always. Have yourselves a great day. I will see you next time.